Give me 10 good men and some climbing spikes. I'll impregnate the bitch.
That's a bar right there. That's a bar.
Yo, I've always been a fan of Bronn, man. Bronn is
Bronn.
Yeah. What's going on? It's your boy Sintel with the intel, and you can already see Rakai is in the building. What's going on, champion?
Hello, governor.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Game of Thrones. Dun, 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 dun. Season 1, episode 5. This one is called The Wolf and the Lion. Make sure you stay to the very end, because you already know me and Rakai are going to chop it up. Have a bit of a back and forth, if you will, over the things we've enjoyed and over the things we may be scratching our heads about. So without any further ado, let's get started. Woo, these Mondays, baby.
Yeah, and weirdly enough, and after how we did this on Friday, I don't know if I can trust this right now. It's gonna cut any second now for some. Oh, okay.
And Leo is absolutely right. An iconic trailer. I think it's probably my top 3 of greatest intros of all time. Maybe even number 1 or 2. It's that good.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
One of those intros that when somebody be like, "Hey man, skip it and get to the thing," you'd be like, "Hold on, man, pause. I gotta get my dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun." Yeah.
I wonder how long it took for people to really realize that the things that you saw in the intro, it changed all the time.
I can't lie, it took me a second. It was a few episodes. It definitely, he'd be just walking around like, I feel like if you're that high level, like, you know, presidential kind of stuff, like you should be having like some bodyguards. Doesn't he have like a right-hand man? I forgot his name.
Yeah, he does. But he's probably got his people, you know what I'm saying, safeguarding his family.
Yeah.
He'd never worn this armor before.
Bad luck for him, going against the mountain.
He ain't lying.
Bad luck.
Straws, Lord Stark.
Aye. But who holds the straws?
There's the question.
You've done good work, sisters.
They look like they got them shinobi things on the back of their head or whatever.
As is my wife. I don't think the widow's life would suit her.
You're too modest.
Game recognized game.
That dude's long in the tooth, but they'll be like, yeah, he was about that life.
Yeah, he like, yeah, Barristan's that dude.
It's made too small, Your Grace. It won't go.
Your mother was a dumb whore with a fat...
Wow. Word.
It skipped all the way past rude and just...
You're too fat for your armor.
Fat, is it? Is that how you speak to your king? Oh, it's funny, is it?
Don't do it, Lancel. Stop, man. Just walk away.
Go find the breastplate stretcher! Now!
That poor boy.
How long before he figures it out?
Maybe you should have one invented.
My man's gut is legendary. I
Yeah.
applauded. You had to work hard for that. That's nice.
Yeah.
Shoot.
There's not a man in the 7 kingdoms would risk hurting you.
You telling me those cowards had let me win?
Aye.
Yes.
You'll need her father on your side. I thought being king meant I could do whatever I wanted. I can smell someone else's blood.
Robert.
What?
Put on a shirt, my boy.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
An
out
inspiring
here with
sight
your-
for the people.
Your beach halter top on.
I thought being
kiss
a
your
king
belly.
meant I could do whatever I want. I remember as a child, I thought
That's
that
a-
about being an
that's a bar.
adult.
The Knight of the Palace.
This dude came in rizzed up, didn't he?
Didn't he? He got flowers on his armor, dog.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. A little side eye, huh?
Yeah. He's like, yes. I've come to fight directly from San Francisco.
Yo, and that's the mountain again too, isn't it? Is that the mountain again that he's going against?
Nah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, it is. I see the dog sigil, right?
Nah, it might be the hound.
Yeah.
It might be the hound.
Ah.
Don't let Ser Gregor hurt him.
Hey.
Because remember
I can't watch.
Oh wait, no, that is the mountain.
It is the mountain. Okay.
You look mad uncomfortable, B.
I mean, for real. Oh, shoot. Dang. My man bested the mountain.
Such a shame, little finger. Would have been so nice for you to have a friend.
And tell me, Lord Renly, when will you be having your friend?
Oh, wait a minute. Dang. Yeah.
Boris knew his mare was in heat.
He set him right on up. He said, if you don't get the ditty off that horse.
Damn, that's a big ass sword.
I mean, it's for a huge dude.
Word.
There's a savage.
Damn, somebody come get this pit bull. Oh.
Leave him be.
Oh, brother on brother.
Hey, the mountain steroid regimen is out of control, dog.
Because the hound is big and he make the hound look small.
Yeah.
Stop this madness in the name of your king.
He done lost her head right there.
Ooh.
Let him go.
Who gonna stop him?
A
Dang.
45 Magnum.
Man. Hey, who pit bull is
A grenade launcher. Right.
Oh, yeah. I forgot he got snatched up.
Yeah. I was like, man, as soon as I get these off, I'm slap you.
He'll be offering a handsome reward. Everyone knows a Lannister always pays his debts.
Just said that real loud with intention.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Should I gag him? Why? Am I starting to make sense?
Whoa! Oh, damn, they got the David and Goliath joints. Damn.
Get you some.
My man was ready.
You know how ready you got to be to run into a skirmish with a rock on a rope?
What is this, the Hill Tribes? Is that who's doing this?
Yeah.
Damn, Tyrion out here catching bodies too, huh?
He's an angry little dude.
I ain't built for that kind of warfare, man. Like, nah.
That's a whole different thing.
That's just,
Like, he didn't got cut.
Yeah.
You first? You need a woman? A woman after a fight.
It's the list of priorities that I'm laughing at.
Yeah. Yeah. I said, no, maybe you should go by the hospital, check, see if you're okay. He's like, no. Where's the nearest brothel?
I need to.
All of this fighting has awoken something within my loins.
I need to skeet these wounds away.
Yes. Yes. Skeet.
He got his own after battle celebration going on.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, was he in a battle too?
I've been Lord Stark's ward since I was 8 years old.
Ward. That's a nice word for it.
Ooh, you talking slick. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay for it.
Get yourself a wife.
Yeah, that's when you pay the most for it. Pay for services you don't receive. That's some bullshit.
But his mind is sound.
So they say.
A blessing, then.
Who told you to come in here and close all my damn windows? Like, who?
Some doors close forever. Others open in most unexpected places.
I know, but what do you want? I mean, you know how to close all the doors and windows and shit?
But there are things you must know. You are the king's hand, and the king is a fool. You're and doomed unless you save him. Pity what happened to him, just when his life seemed to be going so nicely.
That's the one that got bodied up by the mountain, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He started asking questions.
That get you every time.
Well, they say you look for trouble, you will find it.
What good is war now? We're not ready. If one hand can die, why not a second?
The first to arrive and the last to leave.
The throne looked mad
I
uncomfortable.
admire your
Yeah, from my understanding in the books, it was built that way so that, you know, you feel the burden of the crown.
Is it true that Sir Marlon of Tumblestone prefers amputees?
All desires are valid to a man with a full purse.
About a certain lord with a taste for fresh cadavers.
What?
Must be enormously difficult to accommodate.
You sign up. You show up to his spot with your full free card on, your full free flag on display.
That's crazy.
Tell me, does someone somewhere keep your balls in a little box?
Ooh.
I told you, they do shade like nobody's business up in this place.
They got time.
Everyone's well aware of your enduring fondness for Lord Stark's wife.
But you know something, I do believe that I have seen you even more recently than you have seen me.
Have you?
Oh, we just throwing hooks and uppercuts.
Distinctly recall seeing you talking to Lord Stark in his chambers.
Was that you under the bed?
Saw you escorting a certain foreign dignitary.
Oh. Ooh.
I get face change.
You're from there yourself, after all. We're friends, aren't we, Lord Varys?
They have a shared mutual destruction.
Yeah.
Disturbing news from far away. Hadn't you heard?
Yo, they was going at it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty nice.
Yeah.
That verbal jousting.
Yeah. And she know good well she not supposed to be outside the castle walls.
And she looked like she smelled like raccoon piss.
What?
I'm sorry, it just came out of nowhere. Like,
if you lay a hand on me, my father will have both your heads on spikes. Now, are you going to let me by, or do I need to smack you on the ear to help with your hearing?
You know I had half my guard out searching for you.
I like it. Arya ain't about no play.
I'm not lying. They said you found the bastard, and the wolves are fighting the lions and the savage.
Where did you hear this?
In the dungeons, near the dragon skulls.
What were you doing in the dungeons?
See what had happened was. That's right, I forgot.
Yorin, if it please.
The dude traveled there with supposed to be traveling with Tyrion.
Know what?
Best said in private, my lord.
Go on. We'll talk more later. Jory, take her safely to her room.
Yeah, that's his right-hand man, Jury. That's his name, Jury?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's about your wife, my lord. She's taken the imp.
That's like instant war.
Yeah, you done took the queen's brother.
To whom do I speak?
Ser Varys Egan, Knight of the Vale. Lady Arryn expecting...
Ser Varys Egan, Knight of the Vale.
Give me 10 good men and some climbing spikes. I'll impregnate the bitch.
That's a bar right there. That's a bar.
Yo, I've always been a fan of Bronn, man. Bronn is... Yeah.
Alone.
The king is at the small council meeting, my lord. He has summoned you. I believe it concerns Daenerys Targaryen.
The whore is pregnant. Hear it now. I want him dead. Mother and child both.
Damn.
1 king, 7 kingdoms. Do you think honor keeps them in line?
I mean...
It's fear. Fear and blood.
Then we're no better than the Mad King.
Careful, Ned. A Targaryen at the head of a Dothraki army.
Rocky. They be saying this stuff hard.
You're my counsel. Counsel! Speak sense to this honorable fool.
Honorable fool.
That she should die now, so that tens of thousands might live.
I say I look old as hell.
I mean, He look, he on death's door.
Ugly woman, best close your
Parcel
eyes.
look like if he fart hard enough, he gonna die.
He said, when you find yourself in bed with an ugly woman, you should just close your eyes and get on with it.
Got to see it through, my boy.
Oh, I was like, we here now.
But I will not follow you now. The Robert I grew up with didn't tremble at the shadow of an unborn child.
You said that out loud.
The king's hand, Lord Stark. You'll do as I command, or I'll find me a hand who will.
Called that bluff.
Unborn babies and mothers, yeah.
Go run back to Winterfell! I'll have your head on a spike!
No, you won't, because that's your homie.
It's a boy, stop.
Yeah, like.
You bring him here without permission. You pollute my home with his presence.
There's a whole
This
teenager.
kid is a full-grown man, straight off the teats.
He wanted everyone to know what a good, strong boy his son would grow up to be. Look at him.
This dude still got a milky mouth.
Yeah. That's not even Similac. That's that real.
Warning me to stay away from them. Not to bring one here.
Let's look at her face. She look crazy as
She
hell.
look mad.
We will see that they do.
You can't hurt us! No one can hurt us here! Tell him, Mummy! Tell him!
I'd be ready to slap the hell out of him.
Lannisters are all liars.
I'm like, boy, if you don't shut up and put a titty back in your mouth.
Sleep good, little dwarf man.
He looked like a reject from Jabba the Hutt's palace.
Oh man, just give me some walls, bro. That's wild.
My knees just got weak right there, and I'm not talking about no SWV song. Like shit, hell no. Yeah, I'd be so far back on that wall, I'd sink into that mug like Homer Simpson.
A Targaryen girl convinces her horse lord husband to invade, and the Dothraki horde crosses the narrow sea.
Gonna be a problem.
They don't have siege weapons.
It's a neat little trick you do. You move your lips and your father's voice comes out. They're cowardly, king, hiding behind high walls. When did the people decide that Viserys Targaryen is the rightful monarch after all?
I mean, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
All the realm is now. Backstabbing and scheming and arse-licking and money grabbing.
It's always been that dope, my guy.
Look at how he's backstabbing, but ass licking had to be in there.
Quite a long time.
Yes, it is.
She hates his ass.
Shared mutual hatred, though. They hate each other. But,
Yeah.
you know, it's all the only thing they're doing is just duty.
What was she like?
You've never asked about her, not one.
And
She
eventually
got
it became
over
clear
it.
that my
That
spite
he didn't really want her. She started busting it open for her brother. She dropped down and get an eagle on.
And 7 kingdoms couldn't fill the hole she left behind.
Damn.
She's like, we was doing so good, and now I want to kill you again.
Was it ever possible for us? Was there ever a time, ever a moment?
No.
At least he kept it a buck. He kept it
Yeah,
100.
he kept a $100.
Doesn't make me feel anything.
She's like, I don't even care enough about you that made a difference one way or the other.
Lost his homie.
He came
Lost his
with
wife.
her. Told her cuckoo wasn't nothing. You nothing.
I've been with no one else. I swear it, my lord. By the old gods
Who
and
is she
you.
talking about?
I don't want no jewels.
I'm assuming he's talking about
The king.
king's that's the
king.
king's whelp.
Looks healthy enough to me. Girl she'll want for nothing.
King just out here busting everybody open.
Just, I mean, it's the king.
Brothels make a much better investment than ships, I've found. Whores rarely sink.
That's a line. Look, the jury's like, he's like, I'll catch up to you in just a minute. I need to interrogate her. He's like, She might know something. I gotta ask her some questions.
A deep interrogation. We had
yeah. Yes, I need to do a deep dive.
Stay back, sir. This is the hand of the king.
Was the hand of the king. Not sure what he is. Lord of somewhere very far away. You remember my brother, don't you, Lord Stark? Blonde hair, sharp tongue, short man.
I'd have never said that Tyrion's hair was blonde.
He was taken at my command.
Dirty blonde.
To answer for his crimes.
He leaned in. Edit said, yeah, I did.
Yeah. And he also told him, and I hope y'all burn in hell.
I'm going to open your lord from balls to brains and see what Starks are made of.
Damn.
Take him alive. Kill his men.
And immediately. Damn, you ain't trying to dodge, Barry?
Yeah.
All right, jury. Okay. Oh, that's the wrong fight. Oh. Caught him leaking. And then he looked him dead in the eye.
Yeah.
Oh, that took all the wind out of sails.
But it wasn't even hard. It was barely inconvenience.
I mean, it's Jamie though, man. Like
he crossed the sword with it one time, pulled out a dagger, stabbed him in the face.
Woo! Heavyweight fight.
Look, but Netta trying to say, he's like, yeah, I used to be that guy. But that's the thing about it. You get some age on you.
Yeah,
you get some age on you. Yeah.
Jamie been waiting for this, boy. Look at this. Yeah.
Let's see which one's better. But I can tell you real easy what Ned Stark's problem is.
Easy.
The hell? Who would you do that? Did you see me over here handling my business?
Still my glory.
Yeah.
That dude still got the pike hanging out his leg.
My brother, Lord Stark. I want him back.
And you know how filthy everything is. Like, dude, that's definitely gonna get infected.
Oh, I mean, come on, if you're watching this on YouTube, you're gonna see a cut down version of our reaction because we're only allowed to show you a limited amount of picture-in-picture. But if you wanna watch the whole thing with us uncut, uninterrupted, head over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/Centel. Become a member of this channel. You'll get access to the full uncut reaction, but you will need your own Netflix, HBO Max, or Disney Plus subscription, so you can open up each episode in an adjacent window to our reaction. We'll give you a little time with a small reference video at the bottom of the screen to help you sync up the footage. And it'll be like you're watching it with your favorite pals from the internet. That's whorehouse dirt in front of that. That's been in there.
Yeah, that's not even regular dirt. That's filthy dirt.
My goodness. Yo, but I gotta give it an edit though. You got some hands though.
Some whole dirt. That's whole dirt right there.
You don't know what's in there, man. There's a lot going on there, man.
Yeah, it's got special juices and berries in it. Yes.
Hey, so that was for those that want to know, that is episode 5. This one was called The Wolf and the Lion. Just, interesting, talking about Warren sigils. We see 2 brothers and Jamie Stark trying to get his little brother back, and then we see Tyrion, who's going to have to, he can't muscle his way out of his situation, unlike his brother.
No.
One's a thinker, another one's a swinger.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Not the Diddy kind, just he swings a sword.
We also got a chance to see the stage kind of get set and play out a little bit more when it came to John Baratheon's brother. I forgot his name. His little brother. Renly, who is 4th in line. He's behind, what's the Lannister, the little kid that we hate? Oh my God.
Joffrey.
He's behind Joffrey, who's behind Joffrey's little brother.
And then
Tommen, and then his older brother. That's the king of the
Stannis.
That's a long way down the pathway. But
it's a lot of people you got to kill to get to the top.
That's a lot of people. But the Lord of Flowers is like, he's putting that thing in his ear in some convincing ways.
I don't know if it was in his ear. I think it was somewhere else. I don't remember him being nowhere near his ear.
So there's that stage being set. But for me, I think the scene that just took it all for me was when, you get the IRS and the CIA. They both looking at each other like, yo, I mean, I know you know things. I got the money. I got dirt on you. You got dirt on me. It's a bit of a Cold War. That back and forth to me was what took this episode. How are you feeling about this episode?
The same. Listen, that scene between Varys and Littlefinger was everything. Like, he's like, what you, it's basically like if you changed it and they could, what you won't do. Remember how, I remember, I don't know, and I know I'm vintage, I know, but when kids used to get into it, like in school, elementary, maybe not middle school, elementary, and they get into it and, they want to fight, but they don't really want to fight. They want to, so, what I'm saying? You go shoulder to shoulder and then walk around each other. What you want to do? Do something then. Now you do something then. Nah, do something then. Push me then. You hit me first. Now you hit me first. Like, that's what that scene looked like to me. It's like,
And then, how you feeling about the king? I kind of feel bad for Robert because he's not king material. He was a thug that got it done, and now they're like, you're king now. And you're like, I don't really do this. I just want to drink and and smash pretty things.
But he said it though. He said the thing. I thought that when I became king, I could do whatever I want. And that's the thing. Like, especially if you're not a politician, if you don't come from money, he was a soldier. He was a good soldier, a general or whatever. And he had the respect of his men. He was a good fighter. He went out here and won these battles. And people were like, yeah, we can get behind that. Yeah. And he took it's literally called Robert's Rebellion. He rebelled to take the throne. And it was part of, the war against, the Targaryens and, his intended bride and that whole thing or whatever. But at the end of the day, this dude doesn't have any of the social graces. Like, he doesn't know anything about being a king. Definitely. And we've heard that through the first 5 episodes already. Like, this dude is probably the most unfit. Well, I can think of one more other dude, but he's orange with the horrible comb over. But I mean, what I'm saying? And Robert Baratheon is still way better than that dude. So,
in case you were wondering who it is that we've been talking to, the members of our Patreon get a private and special section of the Discord where they can actually watch us do this reaction live. And some of the perks is, we get a chance to hang out and kick it. It's nothing like watching it with a bunch of friends. And we also respond to some of the comments. Silver Horse in the comments said, the mountain's that dog from the Sandlot. I thought that was funny as hell. Let me see. What was the other thing? Silver's also said something that I think is really interesting, and I stand on with him. He said, this is what makes early Game of Thrones so great. The most riveting scenes had nothing to do with the action. Now, we just got done doing a review to The Rings of Power, and The Rings of Power, to me, is like the polar opposite of Game of Thrones. It is one of those projects that needs a lot of action because the things that they're saying just isn't riveting enough. Game of Thrones doesn't seem to necessarily have that problem per se. Like, there is action and the action is solid, but the tit for tat, you said it earlier, Rakai, like, Game of Thrones is petty. Like, at any given time, you go see some pettiness unfold, and you kind of just wait for it. Let me ask you, in terms of the comparison between, two giant fantasy series that have spent a tremendous amount of money but are so very different, how are you feeling in the comparison with something like The Rings of Power and Game of Thrones?
Well, I mean, the Rings of Power only holds up because it holds on to the hem of the garment of the movies. The Lord of the Rings movies were so strong. I mean, and the Lord of the Rings movies, especially when you think about movie trilogies, almost every trilogy of every great movie series that you can think of at least one of them go down in flames. Like you might get two good movies, two great movies, and then one of them be like, that was a dumpster fire. That was trash. And that's almost every movie series you can think of, except for Lord of the Rings. And I know that some people don't like some of the Lord of the Rings. It's like, all they did was walk. They walked 1,700 miles. They walked. That's all they did. A movie about walking. Sorry, my Kevin Smith just kicked in. Is that a walking ass movie? Yeah. And he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
No.
But, where they had the actions and they moved the story along. But I think if you're really talking about, if you move out of probably the last half of Fellowship of the Ring into the Two Towers, and maybe even the first half of Return of the King, solid, because you're tracing, the steps of Aragorn, what's going on with Frodo, and Legolas is that guy. But in this, there is so much going on. Like, to me, overall, as a property, especially, the thing is, it's sullied because the last few seasons, when they got past where R.R. Martin was actually adding the books, they just started making up on their own. They're like, no. That's why y'all don't do this. I get it, you're Hollywood writers, but you write these scripts. He writes the books. You needed him, and they didn't have him. In this series, and of course I don't want to give anything away, but in this series, anybody can get it.
Yes.
And that was a new thing. Yes. And that was one of the most beautiful things about it. We've seen 5 episodes, super petty, like everybody's petty. They throw shade like they are in the Olympics of shade throwing. Some of the people are gold medalists, world champion shade throwers. But the beauty of this, when I watched it, I think the thing that was most riveting for me is you'd be like, that's my favorite character. That's my favorite character. Did they just kill it? What the hell? Like, and you'd be like, well, damn, I didn't see that coming. Well, that person's my favorite character. Wait, they didn't kill his ass too? Like, anybody can get it. And I was like, and for real, that's, even though none of this is like real life, that's what made it more like real life. There's no such things as, what's the Batman quote? You know what I'm saying? You be the hero and you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's the thing. In real life, nobody always gets out of every situation. Sometimes you went in with the best intention, your ass got killed. And all right, next man, step up, because and I think if they had Game of Thrones movies, especially off the first few seasons, this would probably be the most beloved, probably the best series of all time. As a TV series, it's up there. It's up there. And like I said, if it wasn't for the last few seasons, what people say, and we'll let these people who are watching, of course, make their own decisions if we get to that point. But right now, we haven't had a whole lot of action. Not a whole lot. We've had a little bit. But this is hell. This first 5 episodes has been solid as hell. So
yeah, I agree with that. I want to address a couple more of the questions that was in the chat. Ariel said, as a rewatch for me, I missed the relevance of Brandon being taken through the house and their models on first watch. Really points out the differences between the Lannisters and the Starks. I thought that was interesting too. I feel you on that. There's a lot of little things like that you catch that adds to the nuance when you get a little bit further down. Megan said, they did their best. If someone would have ever finished the damn books, I didn't even start watching Game of Thrones until like season 4. But I think I remember in high school in the 90s when people were talking about the books, and that was almost 30 years ago. I also said, Lord of the Rings was fire though, but you also have to give credit to the source material. That's what Game of Thrones also has in these first few seasons. Now, I think this is a really good time to give you all a warning, because we're about to jump into Spoilerville. I want everybody to have a moment to get their things, tip your waitresses, because we are about to definitely ruin it for you if this is your first go round. Thank you all for hanging out with us. All right, you've been thoroughly warned. Spoilers. One of the first things that kind of pops up, and I know this is just crazy to me, and and wildly inappropriate. When Theon was smashing, Theon was knocking the whore's boots. You know, and my man, you know, finished up, and she was like, "Yeah, you know, you're blessed and everything, but you're still a child." And I was like, "Oh, poor Theon, that thing that you're so proud of." Oh, snip, snip. Yeah, like Silverhorse said it best. You just don't know, you know, how bad it's gonna get for poor Theon. And I was just looking at him. He's just like, oh, my guy. I wish I could warn you. I wish I could just tell you to run. Anything?
Yeah, you know what's crazy is, you know what I'm saying, you got people that's walking around like that on purpose, like and you know, and those of us who have watched it, you know, you got Varys, who's in that same place. Yep. You got the Unsullied.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And you got these people that it's hard to say, you know what I'm saying, you put so much stock and worth into one particular body part. You know, could you lose a thumb? Could you lose a hand? You know, Jaime lost a whole hand. I don't, you know, I
take my hand, man.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, that's my foot. I be chipping George out here. Like, I don't gotta run no more.
I can hobble to some
I'll hobble around like Prime or something. Like,
just don't take my dick, please.
Plus when Roz was trying to tell Theon how blessed Tyrion was, and I was just like, that's nasty, because even if that's a meal for you, I ain't seen nobody take no baths. Like, I can't even imagine what Lord Peter Baelish's place smelled like. Like, it smelled like,
So let me ask you, because I forgot a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Littlefinger legitimately did not set up Eddard, right? Like, I mean, he did, but he didn't. You know, I forgot. Because JP just rolls up, just hot and heavy. He's like ready. He's like, yo, you took my son. I mean, excuse me, you took my brother. I need him back. But the way Eddard left the small council and was like, threw his hands up in the air and was like, yo, I'm out because I got to deal with what my wife is doing anyway. So this is just the perfect reason for me to dip. And, you know, and then Littlefinger shows up conveniently and, you know, pours some honey wine in his ear and was like, yo, you know, I could tell you where you need to go. It'll only take an hour. I mean, I don't remember.
Yeah, got him to stay longer.
Yeah. See, okay, so Silverhorse is thinking the same thing. He didn't expect it to happen outside the whorehouse, but it's Littlefinger, right? Like, Littlefinger is kind of like he sees all the angles. I don't know.
Or he's lining up most of the angles. You know, and I agree with Silverhorse that he probably didn't mean for it to happen at his spot, because then he looks all the more culpable. But he did entirely tend to slow him up till word got back. The same way the dude ran up and told Eddard, your wife, she tripping. She done took this dude prisoner. He said, oh, pack this shit up. Let's go. Let's go, everybody. Because he's like, that right there is going to be a real problem. And it ain't even Jaime for real. It's the queen. And she don't even like this little dude. But it don't matter. It's all about perception. It's like, it's perception.
Yeah. I mean,
you gonna do that to us? You're trying to make us look weak? Yeah, you done got me confused.
Yeah, I mean, she had the best bar when she was talking to her son. She was like, if you are not us, you are our enemy. So regardless, you know, you ain't a Lannister, you can catch this heat.
and not only that, I think it's real interesting too that when your boy from the Castle Black told Eddard what had happened, what his wife did, and when Jaime rode up on him, he immediately took credit for it. He didn't say, oh, what? I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Let's take a beat. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what's going on. Let me send a raven. None of that. He's like, yeah, she did it. And I told her to do it. What? I was like, oh.
Silver said he's not going to throw his wife under the bus. He's not that kind of guy.
I wasn't saying that it was about throwing his wife on the bus. I was like, you know what I'm saying? You feign ignorance. You know what I'm saying? You've been handling some other stuff around here, you know, so you'd be like, wait,
Yeah,
she did what now?
Yeah.
Look, you know, like he didn't even. He's like, nah, she did it.
But it's honorable. He's honorable Ned Stark. Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing that
That's
is
the
a
problem.
bit. Here's the thing that's the uncomfortable truth. A very uncomfortable truth.
Go ahead.
If you are
Go ahead.
leader, if you are a leader, a president, dictator, you are the leader of millions of people, thousands of people, and you're trying to keep everybody safe, you are going to have to do some deplorable shit. It's just, I think the small council was right in a lot of ways. It's like, listen, we can do this horrible thing and hunt and kill this baby, or we can risk it all to have tens of thousands of people. Now, the moralistic side of me, of course, you would never kill a child or her mother ever under any circumstance. But I'm not a king. I'm not a president. You know,
not at war.
I'm not at war. Yeah. You know, I'm fortunate enough that I don't have to make that kind of a decision. But I fully understand what the council is talking about. And Eddard, who is a man of pride to a fault, Eddard loses his life because of his pride. How far can a good man go before you have to, you know, what the Batman said, you know, Joker, you know, you live long enough, you know, you become the bad guy. Is Eddard, because he's such a good man, is he a good leader since he's unable to make the difficult choices? I guess that's the better question.
Here's the thing, though. The real question is, do we accept that the realm is corrupt and we just have to accept it because that's the way it is? Or can we look to somebody like Eddard who dreams of, who believes in we, the people, being better? We have to be the example of what we want to see in the world. And unfortunately, when you are a person with scruples, with honor, with integrity, and you're dealing with a bunch of pit vipers, you cannot be surprised when they bite your monkey ass. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is to it. That's all it is to it. Like the whole thing with that fight with Jamie. Jamie showed you off top when your boy Jury attacked him. And he caught him with the sword. Like, oh, hold on.
Looked him dead in the eye.
And stabbed him in the face, and then looked at him like, what? He said, you can come get some of this too. You know.
He's got a lot left in the tank and you want some.
And I have said that forever. You know what I'm saying? I am far past my my fighting days. I ain't fighting no more. But when I used to be in them streets, there's no honor, ain't no rules in that. You want to fight rules, you get in tournaments. You go to, you know, boxing matches or whatever, where there are some rules and everybody knows the rules, and they still cheat. You know, the promoters on people cheat all the damn time.
Yeah.
They still cheat. You fight out here in the street, ain't no rules. You know, so whatever I gotta do to get this W and to get home, to get out of situations, what happens?
Yeah.
I don't fault Jamie for stabbing dude in the face. Listen, that's one less dude I got to worry about. Is the one that's out here is like, you know, said, hold on, I cannot, you know, in the back, and we have to fight with fisticuffs. Boy, stop. Listen, if you gotta bite that dude, you know what I'm saying? Hit him in the balls. Cut his big toe. I don't give a damn what you got to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've seen George R.R. does a very interesting thing with what he does with Eddard, because it's early in the books. We're early, season 1. And to see the most honorable person in the realm get dispatched of so horrifically, because they fuck him up too far. Like, they throw him in the, if I remember, they throw him in the dungeon for a while too before they. Yeah. Like they jack him up and then take his head. It's like, damn, there's no good people. First the fat boys break up. Now this. It's nothing to believe in anymore.
Did you just say the fat boys break up? Oh my God.
Yo,
not the fat boys.
It's bad, man. It's like morality is just fleeting and questionable in this series, in this show. It's tough.
You know what's crazy too is because everyone knows that Ned Stark is a good man. He's an honorable man. Like everybody in the realm knows that. So for him to have lost, doesn't matter how it happened, he lost a fight to the Kingslayer in front of the whole house.
In front of everybody.
So they didn't have social media, but I bet you everybody know right now.
Bruh, the pigeons were flying after they got done. They was like, look at the ravens out there. Like, yo, Eddie got his ass handed to him.
Yeah. It reminds me of a terrible movie. And I can't believe I'm about to use this as a reference. There was a part in Vampire in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Where Eddie Murphy, the vampire that he was, to get out of a situation, he turned himself into a preacher, and he was preaching outside because he couldn't go into the church. And he started a sermon talking about evil is good. And that's what you got here. Why try to be good? The guy in the whole realm just got his ass handed to him. What am I holding on to be good for? No, I better get with this evil shit. I better do something, you know what I'm saying? You want to survive out here on these streets? Listen, you better get a little evil in you. You better get a little, and that is not the minister in me saying, I'm just saying in the situation.
I hear you. I think
because it's like you said it earlier. It was like if Ned Stark had adjusted his ways. I understand you got to be an honorable dude, and you can't, besmirch your integrity or whatever. But read the room. If you think you in a room with 10 people and you think I'm the only one with integrity and honor, I'm gonna change everyone. You a damn fool. That's what you are. You got honor, but you're a fool. And and it makes you think about our politicians. Was Barack really as good as we? He went into office with a couple hundred pit vipers.
How you navigate amongst these sharks. I think one of my favorite quotes that surmises Eddard in this situation comes from one of my favorite poker movies called Rounders. And he said, if you walk into a room and you can't spot the sucker, you the sucker.
You the sucker. It's you.
You the sucker. Yeah. I think I want to. I think I'm gonna close out with that, man. Listen.
That was good right there.
If you've been enjoying the conversation,
that was good right there.
If you've enjoyed the conversation that me and Rakai have, listen, do yourself a favor and head over to Rakai's page because the conversation continues on a lot of different fun, interesting, thought-provoking, scary, full of depth conversations on Rakai's page. And if you want to get to the super bottom of it, the bottom of the ocean, you got to head on over to my man's Patreon. Rakai, tell the people how they get in contact with you.
Yeah, as you see, I tend to be a little bit loquacious, a little bit verbose. However, if that sort of thing interests you and you like to hear my particular point of view from an intelligent idiot, head on over to my Patreon or head up to my YouTube page, youtube.com/Nuke from the Ville, NUPEFROMDAVILLE. You gotta use the old noodle. You gotta use this. But just as much of that, gotta be from right here too. Thank you, Chef.
Thank you, Chef. Hey, thank you all, and we'll see you on the next episode. All right, y'all. Take care. Peace.